I'm John, the Liquidator. This is the Liquidator Report. We have a new home, and we'll be right here on the John the Liquidator YouTube channel. So you guys that was watching us on the previous channel, we're moving the show over here to this channel. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let's jump right into this thing, man. So it looked like there is growing concerns about Victor Wembanyama potentially being deported from the United States. At least one broadcaster let it be known yesterday during the game. Now, those of you guys who might not know this, Victor Wembanyama is in the U.S. on a visa right now. And yeah, man, so this stuff is starting to pick up legs. It's definitely starting to make mainstream media. And one NBA broadcaster has definitely found himself in Charlotte's web in regards to the matter. Said the NBA broadcaster calls for Spurs star to change alien nickname, the Deport Those. Wembanyama was back in action after dealing with a calf injury. So from my understanding, Victor Wembanyama has been out for quite some time, man. I haven't really been tracking the NBA like that. But yeah, I'm happy that it's back, man. The state of Stan Van Gundy, a former NBA head coach and current broadcaster for the league's games on Amazon Prime Video, suggested that San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama should have his nickname changed. Wembanyama is known as Alien because of his 7'3" lean frame combined with his abilities on the basketball court. The Spurs was taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Cup semifinals when Van Gundy and play-by-play Michael Grady spoke about Victor Wembanyama. Now, from my understanding, Van Gundy has definitely found himself in a little hot water over these comments that he made about Victor Wembanyama, which we're going to play them right now. Hopefully, we do not get copyrighted with this. We're going to head on over here to this site here and play what Van Gundy actually had to say about Victor Wembanyama and this whole deportation thing. Let's roll.
If ever there was an appropriate nickname, the Alien fits.
The only thing is, in the current political environment, you got to watch that word, Michael Grady. They deport those. We do not want Victor Wembanyama deported. Let's go with a different nickname.
So what you guys just heard there, Van Gundy said Victor Wembanyama need a different nickname because we do not want to see him deported. Now, the article goes on to say Van Gundy was a staunch critic of President Trump during his first term as the head coach of the Detroit Pistons. Van Gundy ripped those who voted for him. San Antonio defeated Oklahoma City 111-109. The Spurs handed the Thunder their second loss of the season, which is shocking because the OKC only had lost one game before going up against the Spurs. Now, Wembanyama only played 21 minutes, so he's probably on a minute restriction as he returned to action from a calf strain. He scored 22 points and grabbed 9 rebounds. Devin Vessu led the team with 23 points. De'Aaron Fox and Steven Castle also scored 22 points. The Spurs improved to 18-7 with the win and will meet the New York Knicks in the Cup Finals. So it looked like the Spurs is definitely going all the way to possibly win the NBA Commissioner Cups. Now, something else that caught headlines with Victor Wembanyama is Victor Wembanyama break his silence on the Spurs/brothers, believing they will create a huge problem. Let's play what Victor Wembanyama actually said. If I can get it pulled back up.
The ball to his hands, and then he got it back and made the shot over him, and he was chirping at Caruso that is part of his game and part of his confidence and his makeup, that he's not going to back down. He doesn't care that the Thunder are 24-1. Like, he doesn't care that there's the same draft class, him and Chet, and there's clearly something brewing there and going on there. He thinks he's the best player in the world. He proves pretty much every night that he's in that conversation.
I mean, he missed 12 games. His first game back.
First game back, and he didn't miss a beat. And he was a little rusty there offensively, trying to force, but like, this showed me a lot about the Spurs. Obviously, they're still growing. There's still a lot of room to go there. And like I said, OKC is still the champs until they're knocked off. But this was a big step for the Spurs. But that trophy at the end of the season is way more important than the Stanley Cup.
Because I think the Spurs are a really good basketball team, but it shows how impactful Wemby is. And they need him on the floor, and they need him on the floor for extended minutes. You know, again, before we saw Wemby come into the basketball game, we all had opinions about where this was going to go. Every time he went out of the game, the lead ballooned back to 10-plus points. Every time it ballooned back to double digits. Once he was on the floor consistently, we start having a different conversation in where this was going to go. So I love what he was able to bring to the table. I love the fact that Vassell had a dub, Castle had a dub, Fox had a dub, but defensively, what Wemby brings to the table, that's where it's most important to have him on the floor. So again, when you have your main guy talking like that, it's easy for everybody around him to gather some confidence around that and do what's needed to do. Now, I also don't think that OKC played their best basketball game either. You know, you had a couple of guys that, you know, they had their numbers, but they weren't as efficient and didn't play their best games. I think Jalen Williams didn't play his best basketball game. You know, Lou Dort didn't play his basketball game. These are two of the guys that have been really, really good for OKC, and they're going to need them to win. I don't think Shea played his best basketball game as well. And so when you leave the door open for so many opportunities to get beat, and you have a team that takes pride on the defensive end, and you have 4 guys that have 20, it's going to be hard to beat them anyways.
Absolutely.
Anybody want to start the race for Shea stuff now, Lou? Did you see anything that says, man, maybe this is it?
I still like OKC, but I did say, but I do feel like the Spurs put people on notice that they're going to be a team that's going to put some pressure on that.
When you say gonna be, do you mean like next season?
No, playoffs.
I mean this season? Okay.
They're
Okay.
playoffs.
Someone's gonna have to beat this team 4 times.
this
Like,
year.
that is gonna be not an easy task, and because they also, as young as they are and how potential and you know, there's no limits on how good they can be. They still have guys like like Harrison Barnes, like Cornette, like De'Aaron Fox, who we literally thought was gonna like get lost in the shuffle here with all those guards.
And he's up.
Like he's arguably like their second best player. Like he has been playing so well. So
I don't know.
like,
I say who's
arguably?
I mean, Castle's been great, but like that's my point. I think that's a luxury to have a guy like that who's, you know, been doing this for years, to mix in with these guards and kind of let them grow together. They have a great combination of youth, of vet experience in that locker room, and it's all built around Wemby.
And I don't think De'Aaron Fox is actually playing his best ball as of yet.
Yeah.
I think he's still kind of finding his footing and trying to figure out, you know, how to play with this much talent. This is a guy that was, you know, clutch player of the year a couple years ago. So he's a legit player in this league. He's going to elevate this team, especially around playoffs when he can, you know, really get his feet underneath him and let his confidence continue to grow within this group. So this is a scary team. And if I'm in the playoffs facing them, first round, second round, whatever the case may be, I'm on high alert.
Anybody more impactful, just off the top of your head in the league
Than
right
Wemby?
now? Yeah. If you had to.
Not from what I saw.
I mean, listen, there's
Like, who would you?
Giannis,
like
I mean,
Jokic,
in the conversation.
Giannis, like,
Yeah.
but on both sides of the ball, like
I don't think so.
immediate, like altering game,
Like changes the air
Yeah,
in the
I would
room.
say a Giannis.
That's but I don't think so. Like seeing Wemby in person and being able to watch him and from game to game, defensively, you literally can't get a layup on him.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. So when I haven't seen that type of impact since Shaq.
Okay.
Like, it's been since Shaq where teams they literally can't get to the hole, and he's agile enough to get out to the 3-point line, to sit down and guard one-on-one. And that's on the defensive end. On the offensive end, again, 2 straight offensive rebounds immediately, giving your team 3-4 opportunities to shoot the basketball. And this is consistent. This is every time down the floor, he's making some sort of positive impact for his team on both ends of the floor. We can compare it to some other guys, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
You know what's interesting to me is, like, yesterday I played in this golf tournament with the NBA, and there's all these NBA legends there, Hall of Fame players there, and the way they talk about Wemby is insane. Like, no matter who you are, what era you played in, you've never seen a kid and a guy like this. Like, it is unbelievable, like the respect and just like the praise he's getting from every era, from every single player that's come through the game, that's playing now. Like, you hear some hate about other players. I haven't really heard anything about like Wemby or like any, like there's no holes,
It's
there's no
coming.
weakness. Like,
You want to know why? Well, it's going to come from some. It's not going to come from people that respect him, but because of the quotes. And to me, this next quote is, I think, the better of the two. After this one, huge.
Guys, he is coming back from injury. I thought Stan Van Gundy comments was pretty awkward at times, but let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section right now. I am John the Liquidator. This has been another episode of the Liquidator Report. And until next time, man, peace out.